Hello and welcome to the Digital Homicides Streamcast number 37. Topic today, the Game Awards 2022, and with me, as always, Lothar. So let's get this going. Hi, Lothar.
Right on. Hi everyone.
Alright, there we are. Hello. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I took a nap and I didn't hear my alert, so yeah, I got up like 20-30 minutes ago. All right, well, the Game Awards 2022.
And what's most important? The last stream of the year.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, as always, at the end of the year, we do the Game Awards.
Yes,
And
and in the start of the year we do Steam Awards.
exactly. So I watched the Game Awards, and they have been long, so long. I think 3.5 or 4 hours or something like that. It was insane.
Oh,
One of the
yeah.
reasons, and should we watch that speech actually?
You know, I didn't see that speech, so if you wouldn't be copyright claim, if there would be no copyright claims for that, so why not?
Okay, let me see. Okay, we don't watch it in total because in total it's
9 minutes.
yeah. I mean, they talked about the game in before, and I think it's the nominees as well. But he talked about 7 minutes.
Oh my.
Exactly. That was the very, very first speech. You know what? We watched it later when we come to the best performance award. But
Okay,
that
I
was
know what anticipating, like in the middle of this thing.
um, what was it
I
again
skipped
for
this
best
year. I
performance?
didn't wanted to watch it.
Where's best performance? Over here. Okay, it's pretty much at the end. So yeah, that guy
Oh,
just
okay.
it was the very, very first award that was given at that evening, and he didn't stop talking. It was insane. Seriously, I was streaming it and commenting while it was live, and I I basically facepalmed the whole 7 minutes. Well, at least 5 minutes, because after 2 minutes I was looking at the clock and I was like, hello, no offense, but stop! And then they joked at the end because every minute they gave away a Steam Deck, and a lot of bots actually were in there. But anyway, and
Of
then one
course,
of
why wouldn't they be?
yeah, and the creator of the Game Awards was like, yeah, he just wanted to make sure that we give away a few more Steam Decks. Oh my god, that was one thing, and the other thing was for the Game of the Year, but we come to that later. Okay, well, most anticipated game. Final Fantasy
Oh no! We had a
16.
spoiler.
Oh well,
Yeah.
nobody saw anything.
Uh huh. Just imagine that nobody saw anything.
Exactly. So, Final Fantasy 16, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil 4, Starfield, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom 1. Well, I didn't see anything about that game, so I cannot say anything, but I guess it looks like Breath of the Wild and will be based on that, I guess.
Yeah, when it comes to games that presented in this list, I basically don't want to play neither of those games.
Oh, I'm actually looking forward to Starfield, since Star Citizen will never be released.
You think Starfield will ever will be released?
Yeah, yeah. That's basically done. That's coming out next year.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
which is also the next surprise because it is a pretty big game. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Resident Evil
They announced it like how
last year, I
I
think.
don't remember how long ago.
Starfield? Not that long ago, actually.
Ain't it was announced after Skyrim?
Mm, nah, not directly. I mean, the first time it was named, I think, this or last year.
Mm.
And yeah, it is basically what people expected to be Skyrim 2 or Elder Scrolls 6, but that's coming after that. So
Yeah, okay.
Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, looks pretty cool. I know that, but well, I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, so. And Final Fantasy, yeah, I don't care.
I care about Final Fantasy, but after what I saw with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy VII Remake is basically looking great and whatnot, but it's not Final Fantasy VII. It's not full Final Fantasy VII to be called Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, that's something that I also don't really like and don't understand why they had to split it into.
Not in two. It's not even 1/3 of the first disc.
Oh really? Oh my, that's pathetic. I mean, seriously, why split a game that wasn't split originally? You know?
Well, by hardware limitation, it was split between 3 discs, but that's a different story.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's. I don't know why it's loading that. Okay, let's see if I can go in that direction. Previous category. Okay, then we go in that direction. So not going from that overview, because when I go back it always shows the very first.
So, best adaptation.
Recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium.
I wanna say that Cyberpunk Age Runner shouldn't be here. Yes, Cyberpunk Age Runner is great, but
Still didn't see it yet.
it's not really representing Cyberpunk.
And I think a lot of people will realize that after they bought the game, when they watched that show, they were like, "Oh, cool! Okay, yeah, I want to get that game." I think they will be disappointed, and you will be disappointed after the time you realize, "Shit, I cannot refund it anymore." Yeah.
Well, Cyberpunk may be still glitch fest, not as much as it used to be, but still. And
Yeah, I mean,
as I heard, on consoles it's actually more stable than on PC.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so consoles basically now getting better experience while we're getting too bad.
Yeah, the thing is, the first 5 or 6 hours of the game are pretty good, and they keep you playing. But
I
then you
don't know. I would
start
say that
realizing,
Cyberpunk good from start to finish. If we forget about all bugs and whatnot.
yeah. I mean, sure, yeah, it's not really a bad game, but yeah, my experience was kinda, well, you know, my experience with the game.
Yeah, I know.
I still didn't finish it. I still have a handful of missions left. But
I
okay.
don't. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, as far as I heard, it's not a bad movie, but
Yeah, it's okay.
it's okay. Yeah,
I
okay,
watched
that's
it.
okay.
It's not bad. I mean, based on the first one, yeah, it was pretty funny. So Uncharted, I didn't see it. Um,
I
uh,
don't want to. I don't want to even watch that. One thing is Uncharted as a game, and the other is a movie. And we already saw Tomb Raider's movies.
yeah, well, they were also not all bad. So
They wasn't bad. Action was good, and Angelina Jolie also was good.
but yeah, I have no idea about Arcane League of Legends. So Cuphead show, I also didn't know that. Well, I didn't see it.
I didn't even heard that this thing existed.
But that's I think the easiest and closest that you can get to the game. So, because it looks exactly like the game, the same style and the same characters and stuff like that. So, old school comic basically. All right, well, let's move on because I don't have that much time and we already started later.
Yep.
Best debut indie game.
Stray is an indie game.
Yeah.
All that I can say, it's in
Um,
my opinion, that definitely would supposed to be either Tunic or Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors because, well, for some reasons, people started to clone this game. And like a
yeah.
lot.
And that's oftentimes kinda the bow in front of a good game when you clone it or when you
Yeah.
copy it. And I still didn't play it.
Basically, if we look in best debut indies, so if it's your debut game and people already starting to clone it, it's basically the best you can get.
Yeah. And they started doing that while it was wasn't it in early access?
Yeah, I think so.
I played Tunic. Tunic is a fun game. I didn't play Norco. Norco is a strategy game. And Neon White, I definitely want to play that. That's a
Neon
parkour
White I
game.
want to play as well.
Yeah, looks great. And it's cool that Annapurna is in there as publisher twice.
Yeah, I think that Stray won because of the cat's popularity.
Yeah, it's cute. It looks pretty nice. It's basically an adventure game. What I don't understand and kind of don't like, that you're really limited on the movement as a cat. You can only jump at spots that you're supposed to jump and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not a good sign for a
So
good game.
yeah, it's not well. It is an adventure game, and you have to keep that in mind. It's not a third-person exploration game or so.
Crash Bandicoot is an adventure game. Spyro is an adventure game, but you can jump whenever you want.
Yeah, well, it's different. This is more a point-and-click adventure, you know? But a 3D one.
Okay.
Alright, moving on.
Yes.
Best content creator of the year.
Yep.
Well, I only know a few, so.
I don't know neither of those.
Best multiplayer game for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform.
I'm against Overwatch 2 in this list.
Well, it's the follow-up of one of the most popular games of the last few years when it comes to multiplayer.
It was one of the most popular games of the last generation, but it died out faster than TF2. And TF2 somehow still alive.
Yeah,
Well, you can't say that it's really alive, but it's still around.
I don't know. Overwatch came out. I did check it out, obviously, but I'm not sure. I think the hype died really fast. It's not like
It died even before it was released. It died on early access.
I think a lot of people were also annoyed that they completely removed the original Overwatch when Overwatch 2 went live.
Yes, and that not all characters was transferred from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2.
Well, it's free to play. Everybody can check it out. Same for Multiverses. It's also free to play. It's basically Smash Brothers, and it's a fun game. Call of Duty, well, it's Call of Duty, so.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a really fun game.
I definitely voted for TMNT because that old school feeling when you and your mates came together and started to play something like this too.
Yeah. This is
And
really
solve
an
mysteries.
awesome game. It is fun, it looks really cool, and if you played the originals, you feel right at home.
Animations, characters, mwah. And
Yeah.
I'm specifically about this game right now.
Omega was playing the Kawabanga collection with all the old games. And
Oh yeah, I want that as well.
yeah, me too. And when he played, I thought he was playing this game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge is made from fans for fans. You see that. Everybody who was involved in that game, and they read a report about it, they all loved the originals, and I think they even had an arcade, the 4-player arcade in the studio to play and stuff like that. So
Even so, oh,
yeah,
freaking
yeah.
hell, that's even more amazing than I thought.
Yeah, they really love the Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you can feel that in every corner of this game. It's a really great game. If you have Game Pass, play this game. It's really hilarious. Splatoon 3, well, I have no idea, but Splatoon is a pretty funny looking game, and I didn't really play it because, well, I don't have the hardware.
Well, it's one of the few shooters that multiplayer shooters that Nintendo have. So
Yeah. And the very first,
no
when-
questions.
when I saw the very first one, it was just hilarious. The graphics of the ink or whatever that is looks just awesome.
Yeah. And if we're talking about innovations, that basically pretty much neat that you winning not by the frags and not by points controlled, but by how much you painted the arena.
Yeah, it looks
Okay.
pretty cool.
Next.
Alright, best sports or racing game for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games.
Holy World, no questions. All other four are just paradise for microtransactions.
Yeah, well, I don't really know about microtransactions in Gran Turismo, but the others,
There
yeah,
is.
100%.
Like a lot.
Yeah? Oh, okay. The others, yeah, well,
The others, we don't even need to check.
isn't...
FIFA, NBA, F1. Okay, maybe F1 doesn't have microtransactions, but FIFA and NBA 2030, 2K23, yes, definitely microtransaction paradise.
Yeah, you need a lot of money to get anywhere. Okay, with F1 I don't know, but FIFA and NBA definitely. You need so many cards to build your teams and shit. Didn't they remove NBA 2K22 already? I
I
think
don't know.
yeah. One of them, and it was a new one.
It's surprise mechanics. Everything is allowed.
Yeah, Oli World is a fun game. I really liked it. It looks pretty cool. It builds on the Oli world. Ha ha ha. The Oli world. But yeah, it's a fun game, and it's a freaking indie game. So, okay, well, moving on. And best simulation strategy game. Focus on real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Dune Spice Wars. I might actually try it. I played the original Dune, or Dune 2 back then. I'm not a big strategy player normally, so... Total War Warhammer, no idea. I know that a friend of mine plays a lot of Total War, so... yeah, might be good. No clue. 2 Point Campus.
I want to say Victoria 3, but looking at receptions, I can't say that. If that would be Crusaders Kings 3, I would say yes, definitely Crusader Kings. But now, out of this list, Total War Warhammer 3, despite how mixed it is, definitely not Dune Spice War, because I'm still salty because of that. That it's 4x strategy and not like Westwood one.
Yeah, well, Westwood, yeah, that was different time. 2 Point Campus, I want to play, and I will play 2 Point, what was it, Hospital? because I have a
Yep.
shit ton of items from Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, and looks pretty funny. So, and it's a building strategy game. How do you say that? Well, yeah, you know. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I have no idea. I was kind of surprised to see a Mario game in that category. So,
You know, I'm actually surprised as well because Mario plus Rabbids used to be RPGs. Why it's in Sims and strategies?
well, because it is, I guess, but I
That's what
don't.
I'm trying to see right now.
But I don't know. So,
I don't know. So far, it's looking like a freaking turn-based RPG and not a freaking strategy.
well, that's
Oh
a
yeah,
category for.
some people put turn-based RPGs into strategy. Yep, for me it doesn't count.
Well, it says here real-time or turn-based simulation.
Yes, but it's a turn-based RPG and not a strategy.
Mm, yeah, well,
So basically, Mario plus Rabbids shouldn't be in here.
no idea. Okay, next category. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we basically don't have much time because today is 24th and we
yeah.
couldn't do
Merry Christmas. Best family game for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. I think
Only one
it's.
game, not Nintendo.
Yeah, that speaks for that platform as still being the platform for kids and the whole family.
For family, basically.
Yeah, I mean that used to be in the past like that. You could kinda, well, it started at the Wii where you had 18 plus titles, a lot of 18 plus titles actually. But normally with Nintendo you can go to the store and just grab blindly a game, and you might have a game that's suitable for kids. So, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is in Game Pass, so I'm gonna play that one day. Rabbids, again, no idea.
I have Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, and for later trilogy, I don't need Skywalker Saga. For me, it doesn't exist.
it looks pretty cool though.
It's still the same Complete Saga with new trilogy.
Nintendo Switch Sports, well, that's a thing since the Wii, so yeah.
Yep.
Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks actually pretty cool. So I should maybe wait. Let me try to fix that a little bit. So I have it a little bit more on the side and not blocking the whole thing here. There we go. Why did it move now? Not moving. Okay, yeah, well, that's better. Alright,
Yeah, basically, no complaints here.
nah. Alright, best fighting game. Best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. DNF Duel? No idea. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? No idea. King of Fighters? Well, that's a series that's out for, what, 20 plus years or so? Sifu?
About, yeah.
um, all games are basically couch co-op games or couch.
Besides Sifu.
Yeah, besides Sifu, exactly. That's what I wanted to say. So all of them is basically one guy or girl on the one side and the other on the other side, punching it out each other.
So basically,
Sifu.
Sifu here.
It's a single player
For
game.
what reason?
Because it's head-to-head combat.
Not really. You
Yes.
Sifu not head-to-head, specific head-to-head, because it's basically like old beat 'em ups. You have head-to-head when you go when you're fighting against the boss. But before that, it's basically
You fight
The
single
same as
single guys in hand-to-hand and head-to-head combat.
you have more than single guys in some occasions.
Yeah, true, but you could have put Streets of Rage in here as well, for example. Or
Yeah, and I'm saying that this game, like Streets of Rage, shouldn't be here. It's basically it should be an adventure.
yeah, nah, but it still fits. I mean, Batman Arkham Asylum or something like that could have been in here as well.
Yeah, but Batman Arkham Asylum
It's
shouldn't be
basically
here.
it's basically about brawling games, and that's all of the games that are in here. It cannot be much more brawler than Sifu. Yeah, but it's a single player game, so that's they should have maybe split it in two categories: multiplayer fighting games, like Tekken and stuff like that,
That
and
would be a
single
problem
player.
because not a lot of single player rollers coming up.
Exactly. So that's the reason why it's in there. I will get it one day, but yeah, not anytime soon. So multiverses.
Yes, when Tekken was out.
Multiverses is a pretty funny game, actually. I played that together and against Baron Fortesk, and that was pretty fun. And it's free on Steam, so get it.
Oh, Tekken 8 only announced, okay.
Yeah, that's
No
for next year. I think they even showed the trailer in the Game Awards. They showed and showcased a few games. Alright, moving on. Best role-playing game. Well, not really any surprise with the winner. The other stuff.
Live Alive? Square Enix on Nintendo?
Yeah.
Square Enix, what's wrong with you?
Why? That's
Wait,
I don't know that game, but releasing something on
I
Nintendo
didn't
seems.
even hear about this game.
Yeah, they released a few games this year where a few people were surprised. They were like, huh?
You know, I'm gonna surprise you right now.
Uh-oh.
Atlus released Soul Hackers 2 this year.
Okay.
And this not a remake and it's not a re-release like Persona 5 or 4 Golden or 3 Portable.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's a new game.
there was another game from Square Enix a few months ago where people were like, huh? I didn't even know that came out. Like weeks
With
later.
Atlus, I can kinda get why people don't know about those games because Atlus not in its prime, to be honest, and Sega basically don't want to spend money to market their games.
Well, okay. I have no idea about the game, but I guess it's your typical JRPG. Pokemon Legends, I was surprised to see an RPG, a Pokemon game in an RPG category.
Well, it's technically so yep.
Triangle Strategy, no idea. Xenoblade Chronicles, well, I only played the original on the Wii. But that's a game series I would actually want to play, but I have no Switch, so.
I want to play it as well, but the same thing. I don't have the hardware. And Elden Ring, well, we all know what Elden Ring is.
Yeah, and
if you don't know, you basically didn't open the internet in since February.
yeah, pretty much since a year. But yeah, this is the first Souls game from Software. Every time I have to say that. That I actually call or can call an RPG. Dark Souls was not enough RPG for me for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, it's Elden Ring. You know. All right, moving on. Best action adventure game. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving.
Okay,
A
I can get with this.
Plague Tale Requiem. Yeah, pretty cool game actually.
Oh, you know about play? Did you play it?
I did play it. Yeah. I didn't finish it. Not yet.
You know, I've heard some opinion that this game closer to an end getting so unbearable.
Um, well, I have the situation I'm stuck in now. I had to look it up in a video to see what's going on because I didn't really fully figure it out at that point. But I'm 2/3 in the game already, so I know what I'm doing. But there I was going nuts. I thought I know what I have to do, but I apparently didn't. So it builds on
Solution
the
was that uncanny.
yeah, you're kind of in a cave and you always need light as in the first game. Otherwise rats eat you, and there are a lot of rats in there. And you have a new function which uses scent as a bait, basically. So you throw something smelly that attracts rats in a corner. Then you have to it's really weird because there's a guy on the other side. He needs light as well, and you have to kind of make your way over there. And I died so often that I rage quitted the game at that point. But I will continue. It builds on the first one, so you need to play the first before you play the second. Otherwise, you will have no idea what you're actually doing there.
One
It's
of those direct sequels.
yeah,
That just
it's
assume that you know what happened.
exactly, yeah. It doesn't have like 10-minute intro video that explains you the story, so you know why your brother is like infected with something that attracts rats and all that stuff. You have to know that and get that info before you start that game.
Yeah.
I liked it for the
Basically,
most part, and it looks
opening
pretty
the
good.
game like, hey, here's a link to a YouTube channel when you can watch the previous game from start to finish.
Yeah, something like that. At least the cutscenes or so. Yeah, it drops you right in, and yeah, you have a bit of a tutorial, obviously, but when it comes to the story, you're just like, huh? What? What rats? What? Huh? What's going on? All right.
I know that it might be related to Black Plague.
Yeah, exactly. Horizon Forbidden West, well, it's not out on PC yet. I think it's coming out next year or so.
Same as God of War.
Yeah, well, normally naming the winner at the end.
Yeah, okay.
Stray, best action adventure. Yeah, I don't know if that's in the right category. I didn't play it. I just saw a bit of stuff. Well, you do have action in that game as well, so I guess it counts. But it's not your typical action adventure that you would expect. Tunic, yeah, definitely.
That all what I did also in action.
Well, but not what you would expect in a game, right? And God of War Ragnarok, yeah, I didn't play it, but it's basically the follow-up of the God of War that we got on PC as well. I hope you don't hear "boy" every 5 minutes or so. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And something that pisses me. What is going on with... Hello?
I have no idea. I
What?
know that I'm out. Well, I used to be out.
That's so weird. I don't know why that... I don't know what's going on. No clue why that happened. The thing that pisses me off already directly 100%, still that stupid freaking axe. In the trailer, you do see him fight with 2 daggers or something like that, but the axe, the axe is the main weapon again. I'm not looking forward to it. I might get it,
Of course
but
it's my weapon, because it used to be my weapon in 2018.
yeah, and that's what pisses me off in the game. That's the reason why I didn't continue with the game anymore. And I'm like, I don't know, 20 hours in or so. I don't know if I'm continuing it. I really... Well, I played Blacktail, and you only have an arrow in that game, basically. I don't mind, but it's also a new series and or a new game. But for somebody who played the original two God of War games, where your main weapons were always in both hands and oftentimes attached to a freaking chain, that's completely missing for me in that game. So it's not. It's a reboot that's not for me. I don't know. I don't like that weapon at
It was
all.
double blade on the poster, damn it.
Yeah, I just don't like that weapon. It feels he's so heavy. I mean, yeah, it's a big guy and all, but he doesn't feel. Nah, I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Well,
We will see that.
let's just look at, for example, the same Elden Ring. You can be big bulky guy, but if you have enough endurance, let's say, you can walk pretty freely in big bulky armor.
Yeah, but you
It's
still.
not like if you big and bulky, you always move like big and bulky.
Yeah, that's true, but at least in Elden Ring, I can decide if you want to use two weapons at the same time.
Yeah, that's also.
And that's well, the game feels kind of slow because it is a freaking two-handed war axe, so I get it, but the fast paced is kind of missing for me. Anyway, we will see that game a lot in a lot of categories. Hello, why I don't know why that flickering is going on here. Weird. Okay, best action game. For the best game in the action genre, focus primarily on combat. Well, Modern Warfare, yeah, I don't know. It's Call of Duty. It's a remake of or reboot of the original Modern Warfare from
Basically,
years ago.
reboot of Modern Warfare. Basically, it's not a remake of original Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
It's
no,
loosely based
yeah,
on
it's
the same events.
yeah, like Modern Warfare 1, it was also based on the original, but they altered the story to make it more modern. To make the Modern Warfare more modern. So
God damn it, that sounds so wrong.
right? Neon White is on my wishlist. It looks freaking awesome. I want to play that
Same.
game. Sifu, yeah. Again,
I can see Sifu in this category, and I like it being specifically in this category.
Hey Baron, Merry Christmas. Call of Duty.
Hi, Baron. Merry Christmas.
It's now even more modern. Yeah. Modern again. Okay, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we also mentioned that before, so also really cool. Besides Modern Warfare, which I'm just not a fan of, all games are pretty fitting in that category. Bayonetta 3, I'm not sure if I will ever play that.
I didn't know that Bayonetta 3 was in development, not speaking about it being released.
And it's out!
And it's a winner!
Wasn't Platinum Games are the guys who made Babylon's Fall,
Yep.
right? Okay. So they still can make.
Let me basically check it.
They still can make good games. Thank you, Baron. How are you doing? But yeah, I think it was Platinum.
Yep, Platinum.
So they still can make good games, and I think Babylon's Fall could have been good, but well, doing good. That's good. So yeah, well, Bayonetta is Bayonetta. It's crazy, and Bayonetta 3 is
crazy, flashy, and if I can judge by the first game, and I hope that series is evolving.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, it definitely is evolving. It's still.
I bet that PC copies of Bayonetta 1 sold on PC. Bayonetta 1 didn't sold that good.
Yeah, I wanted to play it not too long ago again, but I don't know. I just cannot get into that control scheme or something. It's.
I don't know. It's pretty intuitive. I don't remember what stopped actually.
There was a bit of controversy around that game because the woman who was speaking Bayonetta in the past is not doing it in that one.
Oh yeah,
she wanted to have more
that
money.
sucks.
Yeah.
I can get why it sucks. It's basically when Postal Dude wasn't voiced as Rick Hunter, or Solid Snake wasn't voiced by.
Yeah, or in Shadow Warrior, you also had a different main character. So yeah, she was like, "Oh, I'm Bayonetta. I'm the voice. They need me. I can ask for more money." And they were like, no, 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 no. We're not having that. Either your old budget or something like that, or you're out." And well, she wanted to have too much.
Oh yeah, having David Hayter as Solid Snake.
Mhm. And she also lied because she said they just offered her $4,000 or so. It was more in the range of 50,000 or so, I think. And that was not enough to speak a few lines. Well, okay, if you're that greedy, get out. How dare you ask for more money? Exactly. Yeah. And yeah. All right. Well, I guess.
Let's just say that Bayonetta, not Dante. Dante a bit more than Bayonetta.
Yeah, I didn't mind too much in Shadow Warrior. He still sounds kind of similar. But the writing was just shit in Shadow Warrior 3.
Yep. I didn't even notice that it's a different actor.
Right? He tried to imitate the original pretty good, so if you didn't know, you might not even have noticed. So if you're not a hardcore fan, you will not know. So, best VR AR game. Well, After the
I
Fall.
literally have no comments.
After the Fall is definitely a game I want to get at one point. Baron, we need to get that game eventually. Among Us VR looks hilarious. I'm not sure if I would play it, but it looks funny. Bone Lab.
Among Us.
Yeah, that's true. Bone Lab, I just know from a friend that, well, it does look okay. It kind of feels okay, but the movement was nothing that he really liked, so he refunded it. Red Matter, I have no idea. Moss Book 2 is on my wish list, really high. I played the original. It's a super cute game. You basically look at dioramas and you have to stand up and look around it to find collectible items. You basically control what the mouse is supposed to do, where the mouse is going with the hands of God, kinda. So you're a watcher from the outside, but it works really, really well in VR. It looks super cool. And you can look around the whole thing and get close and look indoors, and it's really cool game.
Yeah, definitely some like something developers put a lot of details into.
Oh yeah, definitely. When I played it, they even, I don't know why it's flickering like that. Something is really weird. The original, after a while you realize
What's weird.
Yeah. After a while you realize, oh, collectibles. Oh, let's get up, and then you're like, oh shit, that's so cool. And yeah, you have to do puzzles, you have to do fighting, and it's just a super cool game. And in the original, I think it was a Kickstarter game. I'm not sure at the moment, but they added a few new areas. One area is completely new. There's a huge toad in there that's talking to you, and you can get really close, and looks pretty cool. So yeah, definitely a good choice. And it's a child-friendly game. So hey Omega, welcome.
Omega.
Merry Christmas.
Well,
Okay, innovation, that's a really, really interesting category.
I'd say, like in the last year, they're not saying why it's innovation accessibility. They're not saying how this game
Oh, they do.
Accessibility.
No, they do. Did you watch
it?
Yeah. I'm getting into those details.
Mm-hmm.
So, innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and/or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So, I played As Dusk Falls. You have subtitles that you can change, the size, the color. You can skip QuickTime events. You can change the time that you have for QuickTime events. You have Twitch integration that you can also change the time of. There's a lot of stuff that you can do there. Color-wise, I don't remember now how much you can change for colorblind people. Return of Monkey Island, I have no idea what accessibility in there is. Last of Us, I think it marks enemies in a certain way if you use accessibility to make them stand out more of the background and stuff like that.
And how it's different from, let's say, Predator Vision marking in Far Cry and other games?
Because it doesn't change the rest of the look, it just gives the characters like a red outline or something like that.
The same thing in Far Cry as well.
Far Cry is not nominated, right? So.
Yeah, right, but it's not innovation in accessibility neither way.
Well, it's more sophisticated now in some games than it is in other games, and you have more choices. So God of War does the same. You can show characters completely in red. For example, enemies have a complete overlay over the whole character in red, and NPCs or good characters are blue. And they showed a trailer where they actually showed a few things what all those single games do as the accessibility. The Quarry, I don't know. Omega
it's
played
named
it.
Innovation in accessibility, Omega.
The idea is, I think, is to permit more people to play more than creating something brand new. Yeah, it's. Well, some games only have something for colorblind people, some have for hearing impaired people, and yeah, some other games just put more and more in it. So obviously they will not be able to create something completely new that hasn't been done in the past, but well, they still do stuff better than other game developers, so they could have just named it accessibility, but...
Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dogs?
Who? What?
Particular, Sony Santa Monica or Naughty Dogs?
In particular, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, okay.
The Quarry, I don't know what accessibility you really have there. You have choices, yeah. Where you can change the time, how long you can choose what they are supposed to say or to do, but it's a really...
I never was a fan of those timed answer timers.
Yeah, well, it's an interactive movie, basically. So...
Oh, yeah, okay.
You kind of have to do that. But it's a pretty dark game, so people who have visual problems, I'm not sure what accessibility options you have in there. So they just showed that text stuff, so I don't know about the rest. In the other games, they showed a bit more, and God of War actually looked like it could be played by a lot of people with different disabilities. So
you specifically, you mean colorblind mode? Let's say different ad size and subtitles, and what?
Yeah, stuff like that, basically. Or you can just watch the story as a movie.
Oh yeah. You said about outlining the enemies and friendlies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And choose how characters will react in advance. There's filter options. Ah, okay. So yeah, from what I saw, God of War actually looked pretty good and decent when it comes to accessibility. All right, okay, moving on.
At least this year they explained why which game was
Well, they showed like in all nomination-based award shows, they had a trailer where you had a few bits of the game showcasing why the game is in there or what game it is, and in that case, they did show the different settings that you had or what made it stand out of the crowd. And God of War definitely stands out of the crowd when it comes to accessibility with those colored enemies and stuff. Where at first I was like, huh? But then if you have problems that your vision is really low, that you have really thick glasses and you have to be really close to the monitor and whatnot, I know a few people who are kinda blind but still can see a bit, but they have to be really close to the monitor and stuff. So for those, Alright, best community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates, patches. Okay. Apex Legends. I played it a little bit. It's a big community, I think. One of the most played FPS games at the moment, besides Fortnite. Destiny 2, huge community for years already. Well, Fortnite, obviously, thank God it didn't win. No Man's
Why would
Sky.
it? It's one of the most toxic communities, right there with Call of Duty and Dota 2.
So No Man's Sky. I don't know about community in No Man's Sky. I mean, it does have multiplayer and it works okay, but
I would say that No Man's Sky definitely deserve to be here because community, specifically people who stuck with this game, definitely deserve the mention.
I expect more multiplayer in a game that is community related, but I guess.
Would also
I don't know.
expect to see Terraria in here, but for some reason we have Apex Legend.
Well, Terraria is also mainly a single player game. Yes,
but
there's
it
a
has
big
a great
community around
community.
it. Yeah. Quake 1 also has a great community, but I mean,
It's really, really small.
you have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
You were hoping it would win. Sarcasm, yeah, okay. Final Fantasy 15, I have no idea. So 14, yeah, sorry.
It's a MMO one.
That's the multiplayer game, right? The MMO, yeah, okay. I think it was nominated in several categories as well. All right, moving on.
Best MMO as well.
Best mobile game. Best game playable on a mobile device. Apex Legends mobile, and I didn't play either of those. Well, at least not on a phone. Diablo Immortal.
Diablo Immortal. Seriously.
Well, it is microtransaction hell, but apparently it's a pretty good game, apparently.
Blizzard already stop all their associations with Chinese developers.
Okay. Yeah, but when it comes to look and gameplay,
Marvel Snap is basically card collecting gacha card game.
14 is a really good one. MMO wise, need to get back to it. Yeah, I don't have it, so no clue why Marvel Snap won. Well, it's a mobile game, so
we have Genshin Impact and Tower of Fantasy. Those two also in mobile games.
Yeah, well, it's the mobile category, so duh. Genshin on the phone. I have no idea. I just played it on PC, so
Genshin on phone looking good, and if you put it on ultra setting, your phone will fry.
Okay. That Tower of Fantasy, I also have no idea. Marvel Snap, I also just saw it in there. It looks good, and it is.
It looks good, but it's just your typical card collection gacha game.
Well, but I guess it also had to do with what's played the most and whatnot. Anyway, moving on, we're on PC Master Race, so screw mobile bullshit.
I still would prefer to see here either Genshin or Tower of Fantasy.
Well, I cannot say much about that.
Yeah.
So, best indie game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. Cult of the Lamp, I still need to play that. It looks pretty cool. Neon White, well, again in that category. Sifu, or again in another category. Sifu and Neon White have been in 4 or 5 categories, so.
Yeah.
So was Tunic.
Tunic as well, at least its third category.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sifu and Tunic in third category, and Neon might be even either in third or fourth.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Stray. Yeah, it was definitely a surprise that it was so popular, I guess.
Looking at this lineup, I'm pretty pleased with it.
Yeah, there's
games.
Yeah, there's no game in there where I have to say it makes no sense. So yeah,
I would say that personally I would gave it to Sifu, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I have to look into Neon White and get that. Played Stray, was a charming game. Had a lot of fun to be a cat. Yeah, I want to get it as well. It looks pretty cool. But I was kind of turned off when I realized that you cannot really climb everywhere and only climb up and down on spots that the game lets you. So, well, but I guess it's fine that it won. I mean, it's a good indie game, and yeah, the first game of that developer. So, all right, moving on. Best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the play experience over time. Apex Legends. Yeah, again. Well, it's out for a while. I could have applied for a job. They were looking for an in-house Q&A tester. But since I'm not really involved into the game enough, I didn't even apply. Destiny 2, well, yeah, it's going for years already as well. Fortnite, that's it's just out there forever. And Genshin Impact, I might have to play that again. It looks really cool. I like how it looks. It looks like an anime that you can play. So
the problem with Genshin Impact, how developer basically twisting your hand into donating. Yeah, you don't feel it at first, but then you're starting to feel that your character not just underleveled, but really underleveled, and you don't have resources to develop the character.
Yeah, I guess you feel that after a while. At the beginning, what I played of it,
around 10 hours in.
Yeah, I didn't play that much, so yeah, I'm not at that point yet.
So yeah, basically I would say that Fortnite no, Destiny definitely no, Apex no, Final Fantasy and Genshin, well, Genshin maybe, Final Fantasy yeah.
Well, I don't mind Destiny 2. I mean, it's out for years. It gets big add-ons.
Yeah, and basically if how was it? Anti-cheat wouldn't like your system for some mystical reason, you basically locked out of the game. And Bungie responds to that, it's not our responsibility.
Well, I have no problem playing it, but it's a game.
I can't play it because I'm locked out of the anti-cheat.
Weird. Yeah, no idea. But that's a game I think you should play with others.
I wouldn't be able to play it before February of this year and not after.
Okay. I don't know. Okay, Final Fantasy, I just don't know, so I didn't play it. Moving on. Hey, we're getting through pretty fast today. That's fine.
We're still 1 hour in.
Yeah, I mean, still. Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Memoir Blue, I have no idea. I do know that art piece. I saw that, but I didn't play it, so I have no idea. Citizen Sleeper, I think I even have that, and I think it's also in Game Pass. It's a cyberpunk-related or inspired game. Endling Extinction is Forever. You play a family of foxes, I think. Hindsight, I have no idea. And I was a teenage exocolonist. I know it. I hate the title. I really do. Might actually get it. Looks pretty cool. And As Dusk Falls, I actually finished that game. And yeah, holy shit. There's a lot going on in that game. It's emotional. You have a shit ton of choices. Every choice basically that you make has an impact on the outcome. What you normally don't see in a game is how those choices split off into different branches and splitting off in more branches. That's what you see after you've finished a chapter, basically. So you see...
You basically see that in Life is Strange as well.
Yeah. But normally that's something that you don't see in a game, but they're based around that. So I started another playthrough now and took the opposite choices, and yeah, it impacts the whole outcome. And it's pretty cool because the voiceover is really nice, the art style is pretty cool, even though it's just stop motion with limited animations, but really cool actors.
Can be good if it made right.
Yeah, it's basically freeze frames with a bit of background animation and stuff, but it's not animated or anything. Life is Strange has a lot of that. Okay. So yeah, I think definitely a good choice for a winner. All right, category 7.
I think to comment basically, I know music from Endling and I like it, but when it comes to the message, I basically don't know anything about those.
Yeah, as Dusk Falls, you do have some choices, some morally questionable choices where you kind of decide on the outcome.
Oh no!
And life of one person. What? Oh yeah! Oh yeah. Okay, right. The infamous, the infamous category. They started the Game Awards with that category. Best performance. So let's go through it first before I play that video. Horizon Forbidden West. Ashley Birch also spoke the first game, obviously, and I think she was in what was the other game I was playing? I don't know. She's speaking more. God damn it, PC! Stop flickering! The hell! I have no idea why it's doing that. But I think it doesn't like that animation or something. It's weird. Plague Tale Requiem. The first Plague Tale was, as far as I remember, also the first job that Charlotte McBurney did. So I think that's just the second time she voices. And her voiceover is pretty good. Immortality, I don't even know that game. God of War Ragnarok. Oh, is that the son? Is that the boy? Okay. Oh, Tina in Borderlands. Okay. Mel in Last of Us. Okay. Alright, well, for those who didn't watch the Game Awards like I did, yeah.
Okay, I know Ashley Birch because he voiced Mishpo from.
So
oh yeah. Tiny Tina as well.
We get to the shortest speech in history. There's a reason why the Academy Awards start playing music after like 20 or 30 seconds to make sure whoever is up on stage will not make the show last for hours. So lean back, enjoy, and yeah.
I missed wired
Best
controllers.
performance.
You what?
I miss wired controllers.
Ah!
Okay, let me unmute
Okay.
unmute the stream.
Okay, so one thing that was really super weird, and I still don't understand whoever came up with that absolutely nuts idea to put Al Pacino, who never touched a game in his life basically, in a game show. He is not in any game that was nominated in any category. No offense, he is old as fuck. Why? Just.
I barely know Al Pacino. And it's I. And we already have Gen Alpha.
How do you not know Al Pacino?
I say I barely know him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in movies for the last 50 years or 40 years
I
or so.
have a feeling that Gen Z have no idea who he is.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you see those, I mean, they're pretty young. They might not have watched a lot of movies with him. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he made no sense in the Game Awards. He was talking for a few minutes, was okay what he said, but...
Oh yeah, he's also mostly associated with the movies and not video games.
Yeah, that's it. There's not one game out where he is even in. If there would have been... what's his name now? From Last of Us. Used to be female.
Joel.
Huh?
No,
I mean the actress playing her. Anyway, you could have taken anyone. There are so many. The same from As Dusk Falls. There are known actors in there. There are a lot of games where it might have made sense to have an actor in there, but not Al Pacino.
Diesel, for example, The Rock, those people, for example, they at least pretend. Henry Cavill.
Ellie, yeah, Ellie. Yeah, or any actor from The Quarry, exactly. There are people that you see when you play the game. You're like, oh, that dude is in here. Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, Al Pacino. I mean, Keanu Reeves is also not playing games.
He was some familiar voices.
Yeah. So Bella Ramsey was Ellie. Okay, who was the one in? Is that not the same like in Beyond Two Souls? That's the actor. Oh, okay, I thought it was the same. That's the actress I meant. Well, actor now.
It's an actor now.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, lean back, enjoy, have fun. I might skip through at one point, but yeah, just so you get the idea.
I'm working out now. This is heavy. Finally, I didn't work out today, so I'm doing. You don't mind, do you, if I do a little each? The best performance.
Elliot Page, yeah.
Winner, Christopher
Just
Judge
a bit louder.
for God of War Ragnarok. Shit.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it's doing that.
More than a +1. Thank you to the Game Awards. First off, I have to thank my mama.
whose belief that I would amount to something good would never waver, even though I'd never. My brother, who's my hero, at 40, changed his life, went to medical school, and is now Dr. Judge. My children, who I am forever proud of,
All those dramatic
forever
pauses.
thankful of. Still, the best role I've ever had is being your dad.
It gets worse. It just gets worse from this point on.
Sony Santa Monica.
We're only a minute into his speech or so. Already too long, exactly. This is the point where I say, yeah, okay, you can come to the end now.
To work for you and with you.
And the way
Unicorn, because you
is
actually
talking
that for the first time
is
ever,
kinda
the trick
annoying.
theory actually worked.
Okay, so let's skip through for, let's say, 1.5 minutes. People already get annoyed.
I think it's kind of common knowledge that we were honored to go to
I'm pressing A, why can't I skip?
2018. And when Corey took me outside and said he
You
would be
didn't
directing the
press
next
F
film, I
to
literally
pay
just
respect.
I quit. And he said, "No, I vouch for Eric."
I'm trying to
I
pause.
said, "Eric Williams better be a beast."
And he talks, and I was face palming here, and I was like, come on, dude, get to the end. But I mean, keep in mind, the very first speech given,
Relate
if you look to the side when they have a view from a bit further away,
kind of a artistic
Al fucking Pacino,
level
one of the best actors alive, is standing next on the stage, waiting for 7 minutes that the dude that he never saw in his life, who hugged him just to be able to say, hey, I hugged Al Pacino on stage, he's standing right next there.
but to
He makes millions with his movies, and how disrespectful can you be? I mean, seriously.
and I'll never forget
Chino is old.
that.
Yeah. He needs to stand in the dark over there.
And there's a time frame that cinematics have to fit into. Hopefully not speeches. And
See, he already came closer to him, so he's in the light again.
Eric came over to me
Excuse me while I get coffee to wake up. Yeah, I do that.
and he just hugged me and just held me as I was sobbing.
And he's talking, and let's skip forward for another minute or so.
That
Yeah,
I
please.
got to spend all those days in that volume with you. This is for all of us.
Music is playing in the background for a minute or so already.
Sonny,
That's a subtle way to tell somebody on stage, hey, get the fuck off finally.
I voted for you. Your work was astounding. You're the future of this. Just never forget the two things I hopefully gave you. Hire me. Don't be a douchebag. To every single person in this room, no matter what game it was you touched, you are heroes because you
Don't
got
be
so
me.
many people in the world through a
Give
very
shorter
difficult,
speeches.
hard time that's still not games and the gaming community means so much to this world. There's so much in the course of dreams and escapism and just being better. Thank you. Thank you to the wrestling nominees.
he finally got the message because
Al Pacino.
he had to talk over the music at the end. And then he realized, okay, I have to get louder now, so yeah, that was the point where the creator of the Game Awards said, yeah, well, he just wanted to make sure we give away a few more Steam Decks. Well, yeah, they could give away 7 in the whole speech. I'm pressing A, skip it already. No, that was unskippable one. This is what he should have said from the beginning. Yeah, go on the stage, thank everybody who brought you in there. Say something about the other one from the same game who was nominated and
Just
didn't
go
win.
on the stage, say, don't be a douchebag, go home.
Oh my god, seriously. I was sitting here, I thought this will never end. And every single, after that speech, I wouldn't have mind about Ragnarok being in a lot of categories, but after that, and it was the very first award of the evening, I was so pissed every single time when they named Ragnarok and when it won, just because of that guy. I mean, he does a good job in the game. The voiceover is great and all. His voice fits the character and he looks a bit like him and stuff. But seriously, there's something that some people sometimes say when others don't get it. Read the room, dude. He is again. Nah, it's still the same category. But yeah, I mean, seriously,
At
the
least
first,
that was the only speech that he gave.
yeah. Seriously, crazy. Okay, best audio design, recognizing best in game audio and sound design. Modern Warfare, well, boom boom, peng peng, pow pow. Yeah, I
I
guess.
don't see Hellsinger in here.
It's not for the soundtrack, so it's audio
Yeah, okay.
design in the total, and Hellsinger is a pretty cool game, but it is also a short game, and you don't have that much voiceover and low quality and stuff. So yeah, Elden Ring, yeah, definitely great sound design. God of War Ragnarok, well, I don't know the game. The other God of War, yeah, sounds pretty cool, and the voiceover is
Sounds
good and
pretty
stuff.
cool, but in Elden Ring, I basically can say what's waiting me in the next room by the sound of idle of some enemies.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Elden Ring should have won that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They're all, I guess they all have something to them. I mean, Gran Turismo, the cars sound realistic, I guess. So, and Horizon Forbidden West. Well, the first one was pretty nice. I don't know about this, so.
I don't know. Yes, first one was pretty good, but I don't know about best in audio specifically for Horizon. If I'm going to judge by the first one.
Yeah, well, they do count everything, I guess. Soundtrack, ambient sounds, voiceovers. Yeah.
Again, minus voiceover, Elden Ring should have won.
I mean, the voiceovers in Elden Ring are also good.
Yeah, true. But did you hear that speech?
Yeah, well, which one? You mean of the dudes earlier, the 7-minute speech?
Yeah.
Well, the speech was annoying, but his work in the game is pretty good, so you have to give him that. In the game, it's okay, but the speech was just way too much. Okay, anyway, moving on. Best score and music for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. Plague Tale Requiem, yeah, it sounds pretty good. I mean, the whole audio design in
Matt of
Requiem is nice.
Hellsinger.
Yeah, I would have, even though I'm not the biggest metal fan, but everything in this game just works. It sounds great. The music is part of the gameplay experience and basically is the gameplay. So
It's not like it's something new when they make it that you must shoot or, well, basically fight in a bit on the music.
well, it's
And the better you're fighting, the better the music sound. But it's working really well, and it's not like it's every year when we get this type of experience.
well, it's basically Guitar Hero as an FPS game. It's a rhythm.
Yeah.
It's a rhythm game. So
Yeah, basically.
it's its own kind in this category completely. So, but yeah, I guess I kind of limited to the audience a bit more than the other stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Elden Ring music, yeah, definitely good. Plague Tale also good.
Elden Ring has great music. It's not
Xenoblade.
good, it's great.
Xenoblade, I have no idea. So same for God of War. I don't know about music and stuff. All right, next category. Best art direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. God of
Well,
War.
basically,
Well, looks like God of War, the other one that we have on PC. So Horizon Forbidden West looks exactly the same like Horizon. What? Blah blah Zero. Scorn. Yeah, from all those games. Well, the thing about art direction, everything needs to fit together, and the world in Scorn looks freaking amazing. The enemies, only one enemy looks good and fitting to the game. The others look like if I do my first few models in I don't know, Blender or something like that, and I create a blob on legs, yeah, then I have enemies from Scorn. They mostly look like shit and don't fit the rest of the game, which is pretty sad because the level design and atmosphere is freaking awesome.
don't forget boss fights, specifically the experience.
Yeah, that's the boss fight at the end is the only enemy and character that looks pretty good and fitting to the game. So most of the rest, meh. Stray, well, looks okay and everything fits together, but yeah, Elden Ring definitely the best of them.
Is from software game, so basically it would look great no matter what. But yeah, Scorn and Stray definitely deserve to be on this list.
Yeah, definitely. I think in that category you should have games that no matter what screenshot you look at, you recognize directly what game it comes from. And God of War and Horizon Forbidden West look too similar, I think, when it comes to the art style. And Elden Ring,
when it comes to part.
yeah. Stray definitely deserved the spot. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it deserves the spot.
You look at screenshots from Stray, and you will, if you know that game, you will recognize the game right away. And it's the same with Elden Ring. Elden Ring, basically every corner, looks like Elden Ring. Well, it looks like Dark Souls, but in a newer way. So yeah, definitely the right choice here. Everything fits together really well, and that's what's important. All right, best narrative. Outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Plague Tale Requiem. Yeah, there's a lot of voiceover and narration and internal monologues and stuff. Elden Ring.
Well, Elden Ring is from software game. Don't look that Martin wrote something for this game. It's still from software game.
Yeah.
Crypticus.
Yeah, that's true. When you look at that, yeah, you can miss a lot of stuff. You can break
When it-
quests and
yeah,
stuff.
when
So
it comes to storytelling, Elden Ring definitely ain't bad.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Story quality great, but storytelling not so much.
Yeah. So I mean, it's worth being in that category, but it's good that it didn't win it.
Yeah.
God of War, Ragnarok. I don't know, so I cannot really say. Immortality is an interactive movie, so I don't know why that's even in there. I mean, yeah, it lives and builds from narration and stuff, but
If it's an interactive movie, we should judge it as a movie.
yeah, should
And I
be in its
didn't
own
watch it,
category.
basically.
Yeah, me neither. But it's on Game Pass, so I might give it a try actually. All right, coming up to the second last category already. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Hey, what a surprise! Ragnarok again. It's like in 7 categories or so. Way more categories than Elden Ring. Horizon Forbidden West, the same in almost every second category. Immortality, again, we also had that. And Stray, also, we had that already several times.
A lot of Sony's IP.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Elden Ring, definitely great choice because, again, the whole game from start to, I guess, the end. I didn't play it that far yet, but I played a shit ton of the game. Yeah.
Stuff that From Software already made. How it's mixing stuff that From Software already made for Sekiro and Dark Souls with stuff that they just developed, and overall, that's a great experience. I I can't say anything about it. Specifically, like how it's basically fading out the interface when you're just moving and not in the battle and whatnot.
Yeah, and you can definitely see and feel that they learn from every game they release, and the next game is a step further from the last game they released. So
Yeah,
they're
and
they're
I
directing
basically
and
can
stuff.
say because community thought that better than Dark Souls From Software wouldn't make anything better than Dark Souls 3.
Yeah,
And now we have Elden Ring.
they definitely always push themselves to make something better based on what they learned and did in the past. So
And then the next year will be Armored Core.
yeah, I mean, it looks great, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna play that.
I will. I didn't play first games.
I was pretty surprised, like pretty much everybody in the audience as well, I guess. When the trailer was showing, everybody was oh, and then From Software. What? Wait a second. Wait, that's not Dark Souls. What's going on here? So yeah. Okay, and now, without big surprise, besides the fact that it was spoiled earlier, Game of the Year. Yeah. Okay, the nominees: Plague Tale Requiem. Well, not a bad game, but not for me personally, not Game of the Year worthy. God of War, I didn't play it, so I cannot judge. Horizon Forbidden West, I didn't play it, so I cannot
Definitely
judge.
not Game of the Year material.
Stray, yeah, no, that's definitely not. I mean, for Game of the Year, for me personally, it needs to be a game that has some kind of time that you can play it. Not just play it a few hours, be done with it, but also come back to it because it is that good and the replayability is high and stuff like that. So I know that Stray is relatively short, so but that's my personal opinion about games that should be in the Game of the Year category. So Stray might be forgotten in a few years. Elden Ring will not. So maybe
People
that's.
still remembering first Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely. I'm really happy to see Stray in that category anyway, but not worthy to win. Yeah, exactly. It's just too small of a scale, in my opinion, to be Game of the Year worthy. It
I would
didn't.
say it's not too small. I would say that it's basically like
Cat
yeah, basically
of the
it's a
Year.
cat of the year.
Cat of the Year, definitely. 100%.
Game that much popular because of the cat and the cyberpunk aesthetic. But if we're going to judge aesthetic, I would say Cyberpunk 2077 did much better.
Yeah, well, that's also a game that you will not forget anytime soon, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of business stuff like sale numbers, and money made is also a factor what makes you win that category. It needs to be
Again.
big enough for a big audience to also kind of know about it. So
And again, half of the list is Sony's IPs.
yeah, no, 1/3 kinda.
God of War, Horizon, Stray. Half.
Stray? Why is Stray Sony? It's Annapurna. Is Annapurna a Sony studio?
I know that
No.
was it released anywhere beside consoles.
SIE, that's Sony Interactive Entertainment or something like that. The others are not Sony published. Stray was indie that passed almost as AAA game. Well, the thing is, indie.
Okay, Windows as well.
Yeah,
But I know this game specifically because of the Sony.
Stray? No.
Yeah. I
Was
didn't even know that it was released on PC.
It was always mainly a PC game. I knew
For
it
me,
just
was
as
always a PlayStation game.
Really? No, I knew it first from PC. So yeah. Annapurna, as far as I know, is mostly PC publishing. So yeah, Elden Ring.
Like Sony spent more money to make this game noticeable.
Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe it was PlayStation exclusive for a while.
I don't know.
Me neither. I haven't played it yet. Might get it one day. But for the short time, it was too expensive in my opinion. But Elden Ring definitely worth the game of the year for a lot of reasons.
Yep. And specifically that it was going strong from February till May, basically.
Yeah.
Come on. Almost a year passed.
Yeah, and they just released a big update for more dual and co-op stuff. So they actually do a good job patching the game, and although a few people are annoyed by the stuff that they change, but if you read the change log for Elden Ring, it's freaking awesome. And then you think about Cyberpunk, and then you're like, it took them
and you
2
look
years.
at Cyberpunk now and realize that they already moved the core team to the next project.
Yeah, they actually have over 70 open positions to work at CD Projekt for The Witcher and other stuff. So yeah, hey.
Speaking about Witcher, I'm really disappointed about this next game update.
What for Witcher 4?
Witcher 3. Witcher 4, I wouldn't believe that it exists before I'll see that they made a patch for this game.
I don't think that people are interested in Witcher 4. Geralt will be not part of it as the main character, so for me personally, there's absolutely no point in even calling it Witcher 4.
Well, yeah, directly associated with the Geralt.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
All novels based around Geralt.
yep. It's like making a Rambo movie without Rambo and calling it Rambo.
Yeah,
You know, it's I don't know. So
specifically the same thing.
I'm absolutely not interested in that game at all. So, and I think it will be a fail.
I also not sure about what happening with CD Projekt as well. Did you read that screenshot that I sent you?
Which one?
The last one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. The Steam ban thingy.
Yeah, and this ban is recent.
Mm.
And before that, when they announced Witcher 4, they were like, "Hey, Russian community, please don't forget about us."
Yeah.
And then stuff like this happening.
They did some questionable decisions, so yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting what happens next year with the DLC for Cyberprank. And
I have no faith in this deal.
me neither.
Have faith that next update wouldn't break PC copy of the game.
Yeah, I don't know. I still need to finish it, and I might start it again in VR. But when you see that a game, or when a company like that it took them almost 2 years to integrate stuff that should have been in the game from the start, and stuff that other indie companies just integrate. I mean, hey, your base RPG stuff like changing your hair, changing your outfit, and whatnot, and Cyberprank,
New
perfect
Game
name for that
Plus.
game, right?
Okay, Witcher 3 wasn't released with New Game Plus as well, but they did it in a year. While Cyberpunk, well, looks like it will never get a New Game Plus update.
Yeah, which is kind of weird and sad for a game like that.
It's a bit sad because I wanted to play as a maniac with overpowered revolver from the start of the game.
Yeah, I mean, just makes sense. Higher difficulty and your stuff already unlocked, so. But yeah, I don't know. It's the game was just not ready, and I think when it takes a company 2 years to integrate stuff, well, that just shows that the game was out at least a year too soon. So
Yeah, and
they should have released it last year.
Again, Souls getting better and better, while on PC it's getting more unstable.
Yeah, well, it's easier on console to fix a game when it comes to performance and stuff, because you know 100% where the limitations are, and it's easy to figure out where problems are and what to do to prevent those. So, and with PC these days, you have so many CPUs, you have so many GPUs, you have so many different systems. So if you think about it more, it's kind of surprised that not more games are broken as Cyberpunk was. Because
Yes, because usually most gamers like drawing a line and saying, okay, that's the lowest common denominator that we are going to use to make all copies, to make a minimal requirements.
yeah, they just changed the minimum requirements for Portal RTX. They patched that, and now they actually have a preset that's meant for 2000 RTX cards. The minimum requirements was a 3060 when it came out, and now I'm not sure if they changed it on the page, but the patch log, the last one, actually explains that it is supported on 2000 series now as well, and it looks pretty nice and it runs fairly well for the fact that the 2000 series is kind of limited when it comes to ray tracing, but I played it, I finished it in ray tracing with most of the time around 40 to 60 FPS. And if you don't look at the ceiling fans of the ventilation systems, for example, that's where you can see how hardcore the DLSS is working on lower end GPUs, because the fence-like structure, depending on the angle you look at it, if the angle is if you're too far away and you look up, it looks a bit blurry. If you stand right under it, yeah, it's still got the straight lines and everything. But that's definitely something you do see. That DLSS is working really hardcore in some areas on a 2000 series, but it still looks good. So, but yeah, they actually know what they're doing, so they lowered the requirements.
And
But hey, we made it through in 1.5 hours, basically.
yeah, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, almost.
And we basically rushed it.
Yeah, exactly. If we would have gone into more detail and rants, we would still be sitting here.
We would be at least at the half of the list at this point.
Since I still have some time, why not just go fast through the Steam Awards? Because why not?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have nominees, and we basically can say what we voted for.
Yeah, and in my case, you can see it as well.
Yeah, let me open it.
So, Game of the Year. Some categories are relatively similar to the Game Awards, but Game Awards obviously had all the consoles included and all other systems, not just PC. And we are obviously on PC when it comes to Steam games.
Yep. Basically, with Steam, we don't have anything other than PC.
Yeah, and no Ragnarok and no Forbidden West.
Yes, but God of War 2018.
All right. Well, Game of the Year. I submitted Elden Ring, obviously. Stray.
Did I say what I submitted?
Yeah, sure.
Basically, I think you can just go to Elden Ring and see how many hours I put on it.
Yeah. I mean, I have over 250 hours as well, so. Alright, Dying Light, Stay Human, I still have to get that. And it gets cheaper finally, so.
350.
Yeah, you still continue to play it. I didn't play it since I played it in May or something like that. So all of my time was basically starting at one point and not ending until I was done with 250 freaking hours. I didn't play anything else in between, basically. So a month or something, only freaking Elden Ring. And I will come back to it. I need to continue it. I guess that will be Elden Ring again.
Yeah.
VR Game of the Year, I didn't play many of them. I didn't even know that Hitman 3 does have a VR mode, so I will have to try that.
I didn't know about that as well.
Yeah, so I have to try that out because, well, would it be first person? Yeah, that would be awesome, but in third person, I don't know. But yeah, Green Hell, I did try the VR demo.
Third person?
Yeah, it does work.
I don't know, it seems a bit disconnecting.
No, when it's done right, it actually looks pretty cool. Lucky's Tale, for example, was the first platformer, third-person platformer, basically in VR, and that looks and works and feels pretty well because you still have sections where you have to aim, for example. and then you are in first-person view. But even if you're not, you still can look down from platforms and look around stuff. So it does give you an extra dimension. So, and it does work. For strategy
Stray
games,
still cute, Omega.
strategy games might maybe not work, but I played Green Hell VR. It looks pretty cool, but that was it. So Among Us, I didn't play inside inside the back rooms. I don't even know why
No,
that's in there.
inside Backrooms is one of those co-op horrors.
Yeah, shouldn't be there. It looks cheap as fuck.
It is cheap as fuck, as you said.
Well, on PC with Stray, yeah, it depends on what people think what makes it a game of the year. I mean, wasn't last year Valheim game of the year?
No, I don't remember what it was exactly, but definitely
Me
wasn't
neither.
Valheim.
But well, Stray is really popular, so. Labor of Love, and that's a category that pissed me off because I couldn't nominate Terraria for it.
Same.
So I still don't understand why.
Cyberpunk should not be in this category for obvious reasons.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they just released patches that needed to be there. It's not like, oh, hey guys, by the way, let's give you a lot of free stuff like Deep Rock Galactic.
It's not the same situation like with The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
When they released DLC by by the end of year 1, including New Game Plus.
And with the next gen updates, that should have been actually, or would have been good in this category now, but Cyberpunk, they just patched that game, you know? Witcher, I mean, they updated it with ray tracing and all that kind of stuff, so that's labor of love to me because it's a free update.
No, I'm not upgrading The Witcher 3. I'm not going to make it less stable.
Well, just wait a little bit for the first few patches. I played it. It plays fine. It looks freaking awesome. But if your system struggled with The Witcher 3 on the highest settings, it will struggle more. So for me personally, labor of love, it might actually go to No Man's Sky because Deep Rock Galactic is played by much less people. Project Zomboid is in development for 10 years or so, I think, almost.
And again, Dota 2.
Yeah,
it's Valve game. Valve don't deserve to be in labor of love category at all. With any of their games.
The game is, if there would be a category for League of Legends, that would also be in there, you know. So
yeah, okay.
They continuously update and work on that game basically since, I don't know,
as
10,
far as
10
I
15
know,
years.
Either Dota or CSGO outsourced.
Yeah, would be cool if an indie game would win against AAA title. That's true. I mean, to be honest, there's only one AAA title in there. Dota, I wouldn't call it AAA. It's based on a mod, but yeah, those three are definitely indie games, and yeah, if either of those three would win, I would be fine. But well, since I really enjoy Deep Rock, I would really be happy if they would get it.
Yeah,
with the free content
Deep Rock as well.
With the free content they push out. Okay, Battle with Friends. I didn't even think about Raft. Also a game
Ready or not?
I want to get.
That's what I wanted for.
Ready or not? I think I have that game. I'm not sure actually.
Come on, we have spiritual successor to SWAT. Of course I voted for that.
Is that?
Yep.
I have to look into that. Multiverses is a lot of fun. Baron and I, we played that and it was pretty funny to play that.
I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm also would say that it's good.
And it's free. It's the only free game
Not
in here.
for me.
Yeah, but it's a free-to-play game. So, yeah, Raft changed a lot over the time it's out now. So, want to get that at one point. Okay, outstanding visual style. I submitted Scorn, and I think from all the games in here, it's only Scorn or Kina. The others, well, Bendy does look cool. It does have its own style, yes, but is it outstanding? Nah, because, well,
Well, it's definitely standing out, but I wouldn't say that it's as good as Scorn.
Yeah, and it's part 2 basically. The other
Right.
game looked exactly the same, had exactly the same art style. So outstanding is if something is different or new or whatever, but I've seen that already. The original Bendy looks exactly the same, so it's just a continuation basically. Cult of the Lamp does have its own distinct style, looks pretty cool and stylish, and that's pretty fine. Well, Spider-Man, yeah, looks good, but
It's basically same-ish as previous Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah, it looks good, but what's outstanding in it? I don't see anything outstanding in it. It's Spider-Man, it looks good. Kina, well, that basically looks like you're playing a freaking Pixar movie. The graphics are freaking awesome, but sadly the game kinda limits you. It's supposed to be, or I expected it to be more open world than it actually is. It is super linear. You cannot get off the path really that much. So, but it looks freaking awesome.
No, I can't say that Kina outstanding have to be in this list, but definitely nothing like Scorn.
No, it definitely is. I mean, Scorn is next level.
I question.
Yes.
Why we don't have Elden Ring in here?
Well, people didn't nominate it.
You can nominate one game only in one category.
Yeah, that's one thing. And the thing is, I mean, Elden Ring as a whole package looks pretty nice, but it is an outdated looking game. The graphics...
I don't care.
Yeah,
it's
but
basically great visual style, better than Scorn.
But it's not outstanding.
It's lower graphic quality. It's outstanding.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, but I don't know. The games in that category, they have a distinct look, you know. Elden Ring looks like an upgraded Dark Souls, so
not even close.
Yeah, to me it does. It is the same engine. It is just a bit updated lighting. It looks better than Dark Souls. It does have its distinct style. Yes, true. But if you look at it, it's not the best looking game that you can have. And I think that's what most people also choose for that category. Something that just looks much better than similar games. And Elden Ring does look good, but for a game that comes out 2022, it doesn't look good.
If we're talking about specifically how high graphics is, yes. But if we're talking about how good art style is, it's way up anything.
It's not. It's not talking about art style. Visual style. Visual style is the quality of the graphics, and that's just not on par.
Visual is quality of the graphics plus art. If we have only graphics but no art, this game can go fuck itself.
You're arguing with a creative and a designer, so yes, you're kinda right, but I'm just happy that God of War isn't in there.
Oh, yeah, that as well.
But
we still have Spider-Man in here.
Yeah. But, I mean, Spider-Man looks really good graphics-wise. I mean, it does look good. It does have ray tracing and all that kind of stuff in it, but yeah, it should be scorned just for being completely nuts and in one of the only games that are a love letter to Giga's art. And so yeah, I think Scorn is pretty nice in there, and
Yeah,
I don't mind that Elden Ring will not be in there. So
I mind that Elden Ring not in here, but I don't mind if Scorn would win. They definitely deserved it.
okay, most innovative gameplay. Mountain Blade Bannerlord. I don't know. Isn't that the game that Mountain Blade 1 already was? Teardown.
In short, yes.
Teardown. Well, a deconstruction game. I kind of
We
want.
have Red Faction Gorilla.
I want to get that. It looks freaking cool. Stray. I still don't know what is innovative in that gameplay. You're limited where you can jump and walk. So you're a cat, but you're not a cat. Because a cat doesn't give a fuck where you want it to go. It just goes. So I'm not sure what the innovation in there really is. Neon White. Oops. Neon White, yeah, might be a good idea in that category. It's a parkour game combined with freaking cards that you find and can collect, and that's kind of interesting.
Yep.
Stray deserves a spot. Yeah, I didn't play it, so I don't know enough about the gameplay itself. Dome Keeper, I have no idea, but looks interesting. Oh, is it kind of
I
Terraria?
might sound like broken record, but looks like Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, more like Terraria, I think. But
If we're talking about that you managing a small society, then yeah, definitely Dwarf Fortress, not Terraria.
Okay. So it's more like, yeah, like a colony and not like one guy being there.
Yeah, basically something like Dwarf Fortress, oxygen not included, and whatnot.
There should be. Oh, okay, it's on my wish list already. There should be a way to add the games here to your wish list from here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, best game you suck at. I really had a problem choosing something there because I don't suck at Elden Ring. That's the funny thing. I think I don't suck when I compare myself to others playing that game. I definitely don't suck, and yeah.
Yeah, and that category, I don't know. I voted for Elden Ring just because it's in here.
Yeah, me too.
If we're talking about Total War Warhammer 3, well, it's a Total War game. If you have a problem with Total Wars, you will have problem with this one. FIFA 23, if you don't have money, you will have problem with this one. Victoria 3, it's a Paradox game, so no comments. And GTA 4,
Yeah, that's like Tarkov or DayZ, something like that. And that's what I would expect in that category. Something like a PvE game where you basically have to survive against other people who want to kill you.
no, it's only co-op.
A battle royale game, games like that. But tactical strategy games in here, well, yeah, I would expect I don't know, bullet hell shooters, something like that, where the difficulty is so high that it is really hard to play that game. But FIFA? I mean, come on, it's soccer. What the hell?
And it's crazy difficult because it's FIFA from Electronic Arts.
Yeah. It's difficult on a different level. All right, best soundtrack. Well, I mean, for me personally, there's only one game in there that should win. Well, 2 actually, but I have no idea about Hatsune Miku.
Persona 4 should not be in this list at all. Persona 5. Persona 5 was released several years ago, so no, it should not be here.
The soundtrack is not bad though.
Soundtrack is no bad, but Persona 5 should not be here.
Sonic Frontiers, from what I saw, I'm not interested in that game. It just looks generic as fuck and like an Unreal asset flip, and music, yeah, what I heard
Well, game,
was okay.
some reason, recent Sonic games have generic rock sound, but I don't know. It's not like all Sonic games have outstanding or good soundtracks.
I don't know, it's not high on my list. Okay, outstanding story-rich game. Plague Tale Requiem, God of War, Uncharted, the Legacy I don't care about collection, because it starts with part 4 of the series, and then with an add-on for 4, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Only 4 plus add-on?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 completely, they just didn't give a fuck. I don't understand why they didn't remake that first and then the rest, so I'm completely, I lost interest. It's the same if I would start Tomb Raider, the last trilogy, but I would start it with the last of the trilogy, not the first 2. Makes no sense to me personally, so I'm gonna skip Uncharted, sadly, because I don't start with the series in the series. It's not like that the first part came out like 20 or 30 years ago where you say, remaking that makes no sense maybe, or I don't know, but not interested. Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, I have to get that at one point. I played the original, freaking awesome. Spider-Man Remastered, I have no idea about the story, but I guess.
I played it, and I don't know, it's definitely a Spider-Man story. It's not a bad story, but
yeah, typical superhero story, basically.
no, it's typical Spider-Man story.
Or that. But yeah, for me personally, yeah, Plague Tale, the story is pretty good, writing is pretty good. Okay, moving on, because now I have to get ready. Sit back and relax. Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, I have no idea. Power Wash Simulator, I don't know. Dreamlight Valley, yeah, that's pretty chill. You can farm and do stuff. Dorf Romantic, which is weird that it don't have that in English title as well. Looks pretty cool. I might get it at one point. And definitely looks like a chill game. Slime Rancher is also a good choice in here. But I went for Dreamlight, even though I didn't play it, but...
Yeah, I picked Slime Rancher, but Power Wash, well, it's basically like... that game, how it was,
Viscera Cleanup Detail.
Yeah, basically the same premise.
Yeah, that can be relaxing as well. Cleaning blood and removing body parts and stuff. Yeah. Power Wash is on Game Pass. I know, but I'm absolutely not interested. Best game on the go. I absolutely have no idea what's running on the Steam Deck, so... But I went for Rotato because a friend of mine really enjoys that game, and it looks like a game that makes sense on a console, so...
I used Vampire Survivor because Brotato looked like Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, pretty similar. Yeah, either of those two would work, I guess.
I skipped Marvel Snap and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because those games are clearly mobile games, and Death Stranding definitely not.
Nah, that's definitely
not on the go.
Nah, for me personally, it wouldn't be one. Nah, definitely not.
Death Stranding
but the way it
be
looks,
relaxing game, but it's not on the go.
Yeah, nah, just the high fidelity graphics should be played on a PC, on a big monitor. Oh, they announced Death Stranding 2 in the Game Awards. That was
Kojima still cooking something not announced.
Yeah, But that was a good surprise actually. I don't mind about that. I have to continue with it, but I will get the director's cut
Death
first.
Stranding the movie.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, Kojima always wanted to make the movie.
And we already can guess what who the main actor will be.
Or what actors will be used.
I have no idea. I guess they will just take whoever was in the game because they used a shit ton of actors in there, so why change that? So yeah. And Mr. Reedus is Mr. Kojima's favorite actor, so
Oh yeah, and
I don't know, Brenner.
If Kojima will occupy Ridus with his next projects,
He
he basically golden.
he never needs to make another movie ever in his freaking life, or
Well, I
what?
don't think that he
whatever.
will get that much money, but yeah, he will be occupied for a while.
If he's clever, he's not taking money right away. He's gonna say, "Hey, give me 5% of the sales."
Yeah, Death Stranding, no matter how cryptic and strange it was, it still sold well.
Yeah. I mean, those numbers are just for the director's cut here, and you cannot see the original numbers anymore. Well, I think it was around 50 or 60,000 reviews or so. But yeah, if you work with Kojima, he got so many fans and fanboys. They know, oh, Kojima game comes out, they will just buy it, no matter what it is. So, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue with it as well. And maybe I don't buy it on a key store. Key store is 388, 6 on Steam. Gotta think about it. But I'm gonna continue with the director's cut then. Alright, well, I have to get ready, finally.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. I need that button on my Steam Deck. Stream Deck! God damn it! Oh my god, I hate that name so much of that console. Holy shit. Seriously. Ah! Okay, well, Lothar, famous final last words. Yeah. Keep in mind, they for those who can access it, they give away new games every day. At right this time, the new game for today was released 17 minutes ago. That's what I'm gonna check out in a moment. It was Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics yesterday. And yeah. Oh, wasn't there? Oh shit! Wait a second. Why is there? Yeah. Wait a second. Why is my source not here? They didn't hear your famous last words. What? Why is my source not in here? Wait. Let me get you back. For some reason, the audio was not transmitted. Is there the fuck? Why is that? Say something. Fuck me. What the hell? Okay, let's do that here. Okay, now famous last words. Then I cut you off.
Fuck Epic.
Okay. Yeah, I have to see what's going on. I have no idea why my source was not working there. Well, I'm gonna reinstall until the next time anyway. Okay, well, Lothar, thanks for hanging out as always. And now I'm gonna cut you off.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So yeah, sorry, I have to fix that. I don't know why the source shows up in there, but I don't have a volume slider, so I have no idea what's going on. So sorry about that, Lothar. And yeah, Lothar said Merry Christmas at the end when he was already gone. So yeah, that was the last streamcast for this year. Next year will be year number 4, I think, that we're doing this. Is Is it the 4th or the 5th year already? I think number 4. I'm not sure right now. Is it 4 or was... No idea. The 4th year, yeah, okay. So the next one will be about the Steam Awards, and that will be somewhere in January. So yeah, I'm gonna stream maybe later. So if you want to see me play, come back. I don't know what I'm gonna play, no clue. But now I'm going to Christmas dinner to my parents, and yeah, I will be back in a few hours eventually. So if you want to see me play, hit me up on the Twitters, as long as Twitter is still a thing. And the free game on Epic today is Metro Last Light Redux. They will be giving out games they already had, so that's the reason why I have that game already. Might actually have to play that. It's also with ray tracing as far as I know. But yeah, no idea. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed our relatively fast run through the Game Awards. And yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to the viewers right now. But yeah, I'm gonna stream more this year still. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and time zone appropriate greetings to everybody. Have a good one. Bye.